Hi everybody, it's Mr. Y. I'm back with Mr. Y Reads. Boom, Phoenix, chapter 36. We have this much left of the book to read. We're so close, so close. Right, let's do it. Let's do it. Whoops, okay. Chapter 36. It felt like everything was spinning round Lucky. So many forces at work, so much bigger than he was. And so finely balanced. Here it was, the choice Professor Byzantine had anticipated. With such power in you, the day will soon come when you must choose what to do. On that day, you will need mental strength, moral clarity, and above all, a proper understanding of who and what you are. That day had come, yet he didn't have any of those things. All he had was confusion, and it was tearing him apart. I have to go and think, he said. He stepped out into the snow at the back of the cabin. Axer troopers surrounded him, but the king waved them away, then went back into his cabin, leaving Lucky alone with his thoughts. It was bitterly cold outside, and as still as death in the shadow of the ice mountain. The wind had dropped. Nothing moved, except the snowflakes falling from the sky. And yet the cold was a relief after the king's cabin. It cooled the burning emotions inside him. Lucky could think clearly for the first time since he'd found his father and discovered who he really was. Lucifer. The devil. When he'd wondered which Astraeus he might be, he thought only of the ancient gods. But a devil? No wonder he never trusted this power. No wonder he'd always feared it and felt it could destroy everything, including himself. He was right all along. It could. And that is exactly what his father wanted. So am I just here to destroy? Is that all my power's for? I don't want it to be. This is like a nightmare, and I'm so lost and alone. There was the crunch of hooves. He looked up. Bixer was watching him from the edge of the cabin. She eyed him coolly as the snow circled down around them. He tried to smile at her. Couldn't. So you're the devil, huh? She said. He didn't answer. What could he say? That's pretty bad, right? Bixer carried on. I mean, the devil? The real devil? He's not so popular, is he? I don't think you'll have too many friends. What kind of idiot would want to hang around with Lucifer? She grinned at him. He tried to grin back. But it was no good. He couldn't smile. Things were just too bleak for jokes. So, are we still friends? He asked her. Even though I am what I am? Bixer screwed her face up into a twisted devil's mask. She made her needles cluster into horn shapes above her head. She stuck her tongue out at him and caught snowflakes on its tip. Well, yeah, she yelled, but only because I like kicking your crazy ass so much. And he couldn't help it. Finally, his face cracked into a smile. Even with all this madness, she could still make him smile. Come here, you moon brain, she said. She pulled him over to her and hugged him hard. He hugged her back. He hugged her and hugged her, holding on to the one thing in the galaxy that still made sense. Lucky, she said at last, whoever the hell you are. I'm your friend, right? Whatever happens, I'll always be your friend. He felt his face quiver. Yeah, same goes for you. Anne, Bixer started. Then she stopped and dug her hooves into the snow. And what? He said. And so many other things. She looked at him with her silver eyes and they both held the gaze. The snow swirled around them. The wind blew the blizzard straight across their faces, but they didn't feel it. Didn't feel it one bit. So, what are we going to do now? She asked him. What are you going to do? I don't know, he said. All this time, all I ever wanted was to find my father. Finding him was meant to make everything okay. He was meant to give me all the answers, take care of me. But now, Lucky shook his head and stared down at the snow. The wind dropped, the snow stopped falling. It became so calm and clear. He could see tiny ice crystals in the air, sparkling like diamonds. "We're not going to persuade him to make peace, are we?" said Bixer. "Did you hear that stuff about killing the whole human race? I don't care if he's my father. I think he's crazy." She giggled. "You've got a crazy dad. I should have guessed. Runs in the family." "Hey," he protested. "That's not fair." "Ah," she mocked. "Anyway, I don't believe he's all that crazy. I just think he's so desperate to win the war it's blinded him to everything else." "Yeah," Lucky nodded. In the sudden clarity, he was remembering his encounter at the space wall. "You know, I think President Thorntree's the same. They both believe they're doing the right thing, but between them they're destroying the galaxy." He shook his head in confusion. "So who are the good guys?" "Maybe there aren't any good guys," said Bixer. "Maybe there aren't even any bad guys. Maybe they're just people. All of them, just people. Good and bad at the same time." They looked up. It was deepest night over Charon, but the sky was whiter than ever. The supernova of Aquarius looked brighter and even more unstable. It could not be long before it collapsed in on itself forever. "We've got to save the stars," said Lucky. "That's the important thing." "But how?" Frolix came out of the cabin and joined them on the ice. The three of them stood there in silence, looking up at the sky. They turned away from the dying supernova and saw an awesome sight in the other direction, one that prickled the hairs on Lucky's neck. It was open space, infinite and unboundaried. The endless black highway to all the other galaxies and undiscovered countries out there ahead. "I could look at that view forever and never get bored," he thought to himself. "Ain't it beautiful, brother?" said Frolix, gazing up at it. "When I look at the stars now, I see how they were billions of years ago, when all that light started out. Right back to the beginning of everything. And I can't believe it's all gone away just because of this stupid war." "Yeah," said Lucky. "I know." He felt overwhelmed with sadness. But what could he do about it? Even with all his power, if the two sides wouldn't stop fighting. "Lucky," said Frolix softly. "Remember when Gala said you didn't need a parent to tell you what to do? She said you'd find your answers for yourself. In yourself. Well, maybe that's true." He put his great arms round them both. "Look at us. Look how far we've come. Think about all the things we've done together. We did them on our own, without anyone telling us what to do." His eyes glowed with deep blue fire. "So it's your decision what happens now. No one else's. Whatever you want to do, you just say the word, and we'll back you up." Lucky looked at his friends and his heart welled up. "Thank you," he said quietly. "Thank you so much. Both of you. I just wish I knew what to do." Shh. A soft hissing sound behind him, above him. It sets his teeth on edge. His mouth went dry. He peered up into the sky, hoping against hope that he was wrong. But there. Oh, no. Not them. There was a V-shaped shadow in the sky. A shadow ship, swooping out of the radiation storm, silhouetted against the supernova. And now at last, Lucky understood that strange darkness in space he'd glimpsed in the astrolabe, the darkness that seemed to be following him. They must have been tracking him, shielded in stealth armor all this time, all this way, ever since that meeting with the president. They must have been behind him as he made his way to Charon, to his father, to the Axis Army secret base. He turned to his friends and saw them staring at the shadow in the sky. He couldn't bear to lose their friendship now. Not after all the things they just said. But he couldn't lie to them anymore. "There's something I have to tell you," he said, I met President Thorntree at the Space Wall. I didn't want to, but we'd still be stuck there if I hadn't. He was painfully aware of how weak it sounded. She tricked me. I think she sent that ship to follow me. It's all right, Lucky, said Frolix, looking down. We knew. His heart jolted. You did? You can't keep secrets from Startalkers, kid. Frolix's eyes flashed. I'm so sorry. I should have told you, I know, said Lucky. But she threatened us. She said we'd never see each other again. It's okay, you moon brain, said Bixer. I understand why you did it. What I don't understand is this. What kind of adult uses a kid like that? What kind of leader rules with secrets and lies? Oh, those words meant so much to him at that moment. He clung on to them, as if to life itself. He looked up at the sky again, and his heart stopped dead in his chest. Because it wasn't just one V-shaped shadow. It was hundreds of them. Thousands. And more were coming down through the radiation storm every moment, swooping down on Charon. The whole human fleet, it seemed, was descending from the dying sky. That's the end of chapter 36. Woo! Really getting into it now. I thought there was going to be more drama about Lucky revealing the betrayal and what President Thorntree had asked him to do. But his friends are extremely forgiving, and it seems they knew all along anyway that Lucky had done that, and they just went along with it. And it seems that they really love Lucky. And it seems Frolix is really coming into his own as Star Talker of the past. And there was a moment there where Bixer didn't say anything after she hugged Lucky. And I think she actually loves him. And really, I think we know already anyway that Lucky loves her. But now it's been revealed President Thorntree was tracking them all the time, and the whole human fleet has descended on Charon to try and end the war one way or another. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens next. Thank you very much for your patience waiting for this new videos. I'm really pleased that you're all still watching. I'm going to be adding a little bit of different content as well. I'm going to be making a video that I'll be releasing very soon as well about some of my favourite things that I've got accumulated in my house. And I'll also be doing book recommendation videos soon, as well as starting Boy in the Girls' Bathroom, or continuing Boy in the Girls' Bathroom from where we were. So thank you very much once again. I've been Mr. Y. This is Mr. Y Reads. Stay safe.